Well, hello. Welcome to Morning Coffee with Maddog Merv. I think that's my name. After this weekend, I'm not sure. Hey, let's see what we got going on the channel, shall we? Welcome to Morning Coffee.
Maddog Merv today.
Got our French roast this morning again. No wonder I'm a big fat guy. I mean, holy cow. I always had a schmear. A schmear.
He's probably going for bagels. He's trying to steal.
Oh my gosh, I can't even believe it.
I have no clue.
And I got a bunch of chores to do. Oh, who wants to do that? So for today's shout out, I'm gonna send it to a channel called Laura Kiddo. I know that sounds weird. I think it's Laura. I'll put it in the description. I'll put a link in the description to her Facebook page. But I ran into this gal on TikTok, and she supposedly has just gotten into painting minis in the last several months, and does an amazing job. But she doesn't paint them traditionally. She'll do something like she'll take a Tyranid and paint it up like Mario or Luigi or something like that. And her color creativity, her technique, it's all really cool. When I first saw this, I thought, oh come on, this is one of those kind of a fluff channels, if you will, just to draw people in. But as I got more into watching what she does and how she does it, the creativity behind it is just, which I really like creativity. So anyway, check it out, Laura Kiddo. Painting Imran. Oh boy. Just I have to laugh because that paint is so old. But here's the thing, it's still very viable. Isn't that funny how paint years ago, that how all sorts of chemicals that were bad for us are still, good viable paints. I've got some old Pactra, one of those little bottles that says like 5 cents or whatever. Pactra paint in the little Pactra bottle hadn't been around for a lot of years. Yeah, pretty funny how stuff that's 40 years old is still viable. And this stuff is old. Like I said, I got it in the 90s. I can't remember when exactly. I think I mentioned something on the piece when I got it, but yeah, it was somewhere in the 90s. But it sprays pretty good. And here's the thing, I hadn't messed around with it much. I was always tried to keep it pretty, the proportions pretty close to what it said on the label. But my Imran can no longer has a label. In fact, I had to, because that can had been opened and closed and beat so many times, it wouldn't seal properly anymore. So I had to pour that paint into these containers that you saw the other day, and they've been in those containers for at least a decade, at least a decade, and they're still good. Anyway, so you're supposed to mix a catalyst with it, and I can't remember what the ratio is. And I do remember kind of, sort of, where it was at. So I spitballed when we did this piece, and I probably put in a little more catalyst than I should have. But that help was counteracted by the lacquer thinner. Now, I've sprayed this stuff before, and yes, I know lacquer thinner, that's like, that's just weird. No, it actually flowed really well, sprayed really well. In the past, it has taken longer to dry and to really cure and become hard. When I did that train engine about 6 or 7 years ago now on the channel, there was a train engine I did for St. Patrick's Day, and that paint is still absolutely beautiful on there. That Imran's some good stuff. Well, this truck, I went out, I sprayed it in the afternoon. I went out the next morning just to kind of check on it, and it was done. I mean, I could tell it wasn't fully cured, but I could have put tape on it. I could have, you know, I did handle it. It was beautiful, absolutely beautiful. So when you guys see it next, yeah, that didn't take as long as I thought it would to dry. So it turned out extremely well, and this is going to be a fun building a replica of my 72 Highboy. Of course, I don't know where I'm going to get that shell. I don't think I've seen one on a model kit, maybe on an El Camino or something. I'll have to look, but anyway, so I hope you guys like that. I know none of you guys are spraying Imron, but I did want to show you guys that piece. I'm not sure why it's relevant or whatnot, but anyway, I just thought I would throw it out there. So on Mad Dog's Adventures in 40K, we did the piece on the stern guard, painting them up. Man, I was so impressed when I saw those pieces and all the extra weapons that came with them. The sculpts themselves looked really good. Wow, it was great, because I've been wanting to upgrade my company to something that looked a lot more like veterans versus just the standard Marines. So I had been doing the best I could kit bashing, but then this kit came out. Oh wow, yeah, that was awesome. I still don't quite have the other 4 finished. Continued to work on those the last few days, and they're close and they look really good. They look really good. Now I have to incorporate them into the company, and then that'll give me 5 figures that I'll have to take out and do something else with, which is fine. I'm sure I'll find something for them. So anyway, I hope you guys liked watching that you know, kind of painting tutorial. Next time, hopefully it won't be so much a tutorial, more of a just here's how they turned out, but we'll see. So coming up, the kit hoarder stash this week. I'm not sure what exactly we'll do, but yeah, I've got a bunch of things to look at, a bunch that I have recently acquired. I know I sell a few things and then I get 2 times as many more. Go figure. But the stuff I get, I must admit, the stuff I get is stuff that I've really wanted a long time, or you know, I think is really cool. Like for one thing, I picked up a Churchill crocodile. Now that's an old Tamiya kit, but it comes with that trailer, and it's, you know, it's the flamethrower version of the Churchill. Well, I'm going to use that trailer and some other parts for a Lee project, a little, you know, the little M3. Yeah, I'm going to do one of those. Is it the M3 or? Anyway, yeah, it's the little Lee, the one they had in the Pacific, the Satan flamethrower. Yeah, that's going to be fun. For the main show tomorrow, well, I've decided that it's going to be a little bit of a mix-up, a little bit of this and a little bit of that. For one thing, I recently got a new lamp for my computer desk downstairs, for my little office area, and I've shown you guys before the lamps that I had and the area I was working, but I usually don't work in the house during the nice months of the year, just when it's really cold out or when it's extremely hot out. When I say extremely hot, when it hits 100 degrees here, even maybe 95, even with my my air conditioner, swamp cooler, whatever you want to call it, that I've got there in the doghouse, even with that, it gets to be a little much, a little difficult. So I have to go in the house. This upcoming week, we're supposed to be in the hundreds, so I'm going to be in the house. Well, the lighting I've had has been okay. It's got me through a bunch of projects. You guys saw that, you know, this last winter. But it wasn't great lighting. So I finally decided to break down, put a crowbar in my wallet, and purchase a really nice lamp. And I'm going to show it to you guys. I'm going to show you guys what it does. And it absolutely recommend it. This thing is, yeah, it's the bomb. I got to use it the other day when it was 100, when it hit 100 here, and I was working on that stern guard. It was like I was working in sunlight. It was so awesome. The lighting was great. So we'll be showing that to you guys, and then we'll kind of take you on a quick tour of the 4th of July festivities around here this year. It was an interesting weekend. For those of you who followed me for a long time, you know that a lot of the holidays aren't just a one-day holiday for me. You know, like Halloween is a season that usually starts in August for me. Officially starts on Labor Day, but definitely starts in August for me. And the 4th of July really starts for me around the mid part of June, maybe the last 2 weeks in June, and then it kind of ramps up to a point where you get around the 4th of July, like July 1st, it's on, baby. It's patriotism time. And so usually for about a week I do different festivities that are aligned with the 4th of July stuff. Anyway, this year it was an interesting time. Went to a wonderful car show I hadn't been to before. Saw some old friends that I didn't expect to run into, and we had one heck of a hailstorm, a thunderstorm that moved through at the most inopportune time, right in the middle of a barbecue. And that was an adventure. So anyway, I'm gonna take you guys along and show you some of the festivities of July 4th this year here at Maddog's place. Yeah, it was a good time. On the bench, man, I'm having a real rough time with the bench. When I do get bench time in, I have to divide my time, if you will, between different projects I'm working on. The general patent that I'm still working on. I opened up my A-Team van box that is partially built, and I really want to get finished. And I was contemplating on where my next steps are there. You know, I've got a lot of car projects right now that are really burning a hole in the table, and I want to get going on. I did pick up some more dogs in scale. These are weenie dogs. They're a little big, I think, for a weenie dog. But there again, weenie dogs come in all sorts of shapes and sizes and fur lengths and all that kind of fun stuff. Anyway, I picked up a couple of those to go with that Pups and Ponies theme that I was working on last year. Yeah, I have not forgotten about that. We will be continuing on that sometime this year. Unfortunately, time goes too fast. But anyway, and then of course I've got a bunch of stuff going on with my Warhammer pieces that I could just never seem to get enough traction. I mean, I can get a little bit done, but not to the extent that I want to get done. So it's been a busy time and a lot of fun in the doghouse. We will hopefully have another segment on that general patent within the next week or so. I'm hoping. It just depends on how many interruptions I get. So, all right, you guys. Well, I hope you have a great week ahead. Please join us tomorrow if you want to see. If you want to see the, I don't want to say antics because they weren't really antics, but we had a great time. We went to a museum, went to a car show. Yeah, it was a fun 4th of July, wasn't it, Finley? And then on the kit hoarder stash, like I say, we're gonna have something. I'm just not 100% sure if it's gonna be a car, if it's gonna be a tank, if it's gonna be a widget, a doodad, or what it's gonna be, because you just never know with me. But thanks for joining, folks, and we'll see you tomorrow.